Hello all, welcome. FMA Discussion, episode number 32. Tonight we're featuring GM Grandmaster Gilbert from Canada. Tonight he's going to be sharing with us the Rutano Estokada system. I hope I'm not doing an abomination on that pronunciation. But anyway, he should be coming up soon. In the meantime, if you have not already, please hit like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, FMA Discussion. Upcoming interviews next week. Who we have? I have Maestro Jacano from the Philippines. That'll be really good because he has a lot of anthropological and information. That didn't come out right, but somewhat of kind of a historian, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to that and what he can share with us as far as his history, what he's learned and studied, and all that. And then that following a week from today, actually. Nick Drozos, not so much an FMA guy, but a guy who has really kind of been experiencing and playing around and with NBA Against Knife, literally going to parks, what have you, and trying out stuff, and pretty neat. You know what I mean? I kind of like what he's doing, so I thought that'd be kind of neat to get him on. But again, hopefully the invite's been sent, so let's just see if he got it. Let me just look over here. Oh, and here it is. Okay, staging. Okay, why is he? Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So just all right. We got your. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for doing that.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. So I want to officially introduce you. Today we're having GM Gilbert from Canada, and tonight he's going to talk about the Rutano Estokada system. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So how are you?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Yeah, no complaints. So how with the current events and affairs, what's it like for you guys up there? I mean, are you guys kind of still on hold? Are you open? What's going
Yeah,
on?
we are on hold still. So we like I could only really get maybe one or two people to come in and train at one time, but really we're officially supposed to be closed.
Yeah, we're with the states on here, every state is kind of doing something different. It's not universal by any stretch. So for our state, Connecticut, we have a tentative date, June 20th, but no parameters or guidelines have been set. So, that we don't know if that means, five can be in a room, and if you can have 5 to 10, whatever, if they have at that mask. I mean, so nothing like that has been set. So, but we have a date, but who
Yeah, same
knows,
thing with us. I think in Saskatchewan, they're opening up in June 8th, I believe, and BC they're opening up next week. So, but unfortunately, where I'm at in Alberta, we're not opening up. They're thinking maybe September. So
for you
we're
guys, like as a whole, like health club industry.
Yes, so we're all really just really frustrated right now, trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Wow, I'm not hearing anything like that. Well, again, we have a preliminary date. Of course, this is gonna be residual. So even though we have a June 20th date, I mean, that can mean, maybe not
I
until
mean,
July. I mean, who knows?
everything's up in the air. We don't even know what they're planning. Like over here right now, they're saying we're allowed to be in a gathering of up no more than 15 people. But if we're allowed that, why can't we have like a class of 6 people? Or like it's just not making sense. The rules are not making sense for everybody.
It's crazy. Like we have a similar situation down here. Like on any given weekend or whatever, you can go to Walmart, packed.
Yeah, yeah,
But the
fact.
small businesses, like your hair salons and all that, school or whatever, anything that kind of like small mom and pop, what have you, can't. It's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
not
and
for everybody.
I'm
The big
yeah,
business are making more money, but the small business are dying.
yeah, and I am so empathetic with the small, mom and pop shops or people, small restaurants or small businesses in general who are like can't do anything and all that, but yet you got these conglomerate companies that doing
And
whatever.
you have so many people in those stores and they're touching everything. So
I
it's
know.
not,
It's
not making
crazy. I know. It's
so I've
crazy.
never,
It's crazy.
in my 60 years, never seen this in my life. This,
No, I know. I don't think there. I don't think in our generation. I don't think we have anything to compare it to. Quite frankly, I think yeah, this is new territory for sure. So
yes, it is. I was trying to set up in the gym here. Unfortunately, I'm in the office. I'm having problems with my laptop in the gym, so we're gonna have to try to do this in my office.
yeah, no, we'll make it. We'll make it work. I mean, all right. Well, anyhow, again, welcome and thank you for taking the time to come on. I'm particularly excited because I have literally prior to Gene Bray, who said, "Hey, you have to get him on." Prior to Gene Bray, yeah, well, he was really advocating for you, so it sounds like a good guy. Um, I have never heard the system. So normally, what I do is when I have an interview, if I kind of have some experience with the system or know about it, I will generate questions just so I'm not kind of redundant with the knowledge I have or what have you. But with this, I didn't bother. And for the good reason being is I definitely want to see this. So, this is why I didn't do that. So it's going to be educational for me. So I'm looking forward to it. I have to answer somebody. Corey Pickering, where can I see this? On my wall. All right. Hopefully he gets there. But so my understanding is you're at the Red Deer area of Canada. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's in the center of Alberta. So
Okay. The reason why I asked is it seems like there's some other FMA. Like I've heard that name, that area before mentioned, and it seems like I'm not saying a ton, but it definitely seems like a kind of a site for FMA schools or systems.
yeah, there's a Grandmaster Norman Semenko. He's here in Red Area. Also, he's under El Estrimo.
Yeah,
He
yeah, I know of him. Yeah,
So me and him get together. We'll have coffee and play around with sticks and stuff. And great guy, great guy.
yeah, they're nothing but wonderful things. Yeah.
But then Harold is he unfortunately he represent Leo guy.
I'm sorry, who's that again?
Harold, I tried to spell his last name. He just Kasana Harold
Oh,
Kasana.
he's under Gahe. Okay, okay,
Yeah, and he's under the Pickety tradition in Edmonton. He just
okay.
had a heart attack last night, massive stroke. So we're wishing him well and
Oh
hope.
my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear. Yeah, absolutely, prayers, absolutely. Yeah.
And there's
Uh,
also, I believe, there's also I think Marvin Ishmael. He's representing uh, Daniel Santo in Calgary.
okay.
So yeah, we got quite a bit of FMAs here. Like
Yeah, no, I definitely have heard that Red Deer area before, 100%. Um, so again, before we jump, kind of what I like to do is, I know the main concentration site is going to be on the system that you're in, but before we get to that and information on that, what have you, before you jumped into FMA, like just as far as martial arts is concerned, like what was your study?
I started off Campbell Karate under it was under Olaf Simon. Simon's been around for a long time, and but my main teacher in that style was Master Trevor Higgs. He was under Simon. I started with Simon, then he kind of took over after that.
Okay.
Um, and then went jumped around and did other things, boxing, and did a bit of judo. I just wanted to learn just so many different things, right? But
Yeah, but it's funny. The common answer for guys around our generation is we definitely start out something traditional
traditional.
before we, were exposed to FMA, MMA, and all that. It's just like it's like a common theme, just because that's generally speaking what was
That
available.
that
So.
was the only thing around at the time when I was, like he was. There wasn't a lot of club like there is now. My God, there's an explosion.
You don't, yeah, you can go to any town and find something. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Unless you had the good fortune of living in California. But other than that, you know,
Yeah,
you, you,
especially here in Alberta, we had a limited of what we had here. So I took that, and then thank God Grandmaster Dan came into my life and kind of opened up my eyes.
yeah.
You
So,
know,
So you bounced around and all that, kind of trying different things out, but fair to say your concentration was karate, definitely kind of karate.
Yeah, I was a second degree black belt in karate when I met Grandmaster Dan, and at the
Okay.
same when I was doing karate, I had my boxing coach Pete Esterbrook. I was boxing with him for many years, and of course, travel. We did seminars. Like I said, I always wanted to go do different seminars. Well, like I showed you some pictures with Joe Lewis to Bill Wallace,
Oh
Benny,
wow.
you know, so many people. I went down trained with Richard Bustillo, as well, and met St. Jean LaBelle, go kart. I mean, met a lot of people, trained with a lot of people, did their seminars. So I just love to learn. Just want to get as
Yeah,
much as.
yeah, yeah. Right. No. Yeah. Right on. Right on. So all right. So before we get again, we get into your main system there, which we're absolutely going to cover. Your first FMA experience. Who, when, and where?
It was Grandmaster. Yeah, came into my school.
I'm sorry. Who was the name again?
Dan Rutano, my
Oh, he
teacher.
was the first one.
He was the first one. He was actually the first one that came into.
No kidding. For whatever reason, and again, I did
Yes,
a
he was jogging and he stopped at my karate school. So of course, when he stopped, he sat down and I thought, oh, this is a potential client. Maybe I could.
wow.
But
Okay.
he was just kind of looking around and seeing what I was doing. And the first time, like he sat down, and then after that, I was teaching class, and I looked around, he was gone. And then after that, he came back about 2 weeks later, and he continued to do that. And then I finally asked, like, are you here to, join him? Little did I know he was just kind of
Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
out, you know.
Like, yeah, you obviously have no idea of his background, all that. Did he live in the so obviously lived in the area, like moved?
just he just moved to Calgary because I was originally from Calgary. I moved to Red Deer about 13 years ago, and yeah, he moved there, and then he just came into my life, and I asked him what does he do, and he said, "Oh, I do Cali." And like I said, "What's that?" He goes, "Oh, Filipino martial arts." I said, "Well, like what rank you are?" Because in karate we always go by rank,
Yeah, yeah,
so
right. That's what you knew. Right, right, right.
right? That's what I knew. So he goes, "Oh, I don't know that much, just a little." And I know from experience when people say that they don't know just a little.
Yeah, though, yeah, it's the ones who are like are humble. They're not boasting about their resume or their years and what have you and all that. Yeah, those are the ones that the
Yeah,
quiet ones. They're not
yeah,
so revealing. Yeah.
yeah. So then I finally asked him, geez, I never heard of Cali. What is that? He just, then he kind of showed me, and I was kind of pretty proud of the stuff I learned in karate and knife
Sure.
defense.
Yeah.
Well, later did I find out.
That must have been that must
Oh,
have been
hell,
an awakening.
at first when I thought, okay, maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe he got lucky, and then then after that, my God, he just like sliced, diced me all over the
Oh
place.
my God. When
And
you
I
mentioned that, I immediately thought of the Saturday Night Live clip with Jim Carrey. You
yeah,
attacked me. You attacked me wrong.
and as a beginner, you attacked me wrong, yeah. But that's how I felt. Honest to God, it was so humbling. And then after that, yeah, I just had to learn more, and just and then she started explaining about how like because we're on a 9 angle system, and how everything it comes to those 9 angles. Like from everything from our double sticks, single sticks, knife and stick and dagger, our grappling, our Filipino kickboxing, all those 9 angles are just
Hmm.
there. And it was
Huh. Before I'm gonna get that. I want to just say we got some people here. I just want to say hello to. We got Brian. Yes, absolutely. Holy blank for as far as September goes. Frank. Hey, Frank. How are you? Thank you for jumping in. And Corey. Greeting, Master Gill from Corey. So Corey sounds like one of your students.
yes, he is. He's
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
He's in Regina.
So when you okay, so at what point? Like I know he's kind of swinging by, stopping at your school, and you guys are having conversations and what have you, and all that. And he's sharing a little about what he does and all that. So, um, at what point did he? I mean, again, I know you talked about the knife thing. So was it he was kind of just popping, showing you little pieces here and there, or did it?
Well, he did, and then I finally asked him, if he would take me as a student, and he says, "Well, let me think about it," kind of thing, So
So
I
here he
just
is coming in, showing you some treats, and then showing you some bait.
they're putting the carrot in front of me, but then I'm not allowed to touch the carrot yet.
Oh my
so,
God! Oh yeah,
so
let me think about it. Yeah, oh my God,
yeah,
that's
he's very quiet, very spiritual man, and like I said, when you had Tom on there, he was the same way. He didn't really believe a lot in the ranking system, and
yeah, it's
um,
such
I
a
mean,
nice breath of fresh air, huh?
oh, it was. I mean, because doing karate, you had to follow the
I
belt
know
system.
that regiment. just I know for kids, I think it's wonderful, teens, all that, but
It's good for them,
but it works. Yeah, I'm not gonna
but
say anything disparaging.
for me, training with Dan was just it was refreshing because I didn't have to worry about the belt sort of thing. I wasn't in a rush to get it. I just wanted to learn.
Yeah,
All
sure.
his knowledge was a gift to me. That's the way I could think of. And the more I learned, the more I wasn't worried. I never wanted to be promoted or get promoted. I just wanted to learn this. That was
Yeah.
the first. I wanted to just learn as much as I can. I mean, so we just he finally said sure, and I started training with him, and he would come down to my gym all the time, and we would train 3-4 hours, sit down, talk, and
Just
you get
what year are we talking about? What year?
1984.
84. Oh my wow. Oh wow. That's okay.
Yeah,
Jeez.
he moved into
That's
Canada in 1983, so then it was about a year after that. So
oh, that's not bad. So a year later, you finally convinced them to stop putting that carrot out.
he really he was very picky on who he was going to teach. Until
Okay.
but yeah, and then after that we finally convinced him to open up a school, and then he did that for a while, but he didn't like it, so he went back to just training. He was teaching out of my school while I was doing my karate class. He was in the other side teaching the Cali. So um, while he did the group class, I never joined in the group class. I always did. It was always private. Like from '84
Oh,
till
so you and him, it was
yeah, it was
all.
all sometimes like maybe
That's
once a week.
probably a good thing, right?
Oh, I thought it was a great thing because I
Yeah.
mean, I got all his attention on me just and explaining everything, and it was hands on and giving me the history, and it really explained the art. You know,
So 84. How old was he at the time?
he would well, I was 24, so he's 7 years older than I am. So he would have been
Okay.
30.
Okay. So 84 to present day. Wow, fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
Um, so when you okay, so again, I know there was a few meet and greets and all that, and then he kind of showed you some things and all that. What was your initial, um, regardless of what he showed you and all that, but what was your initial thought on the experience from what you saw from him coming from obviously a completely different background, perspective, everything.
It's kind of like just like it's opening up the Pandora box because instead of names of techniques, we just followed the angles. So there's no names. It just you just followed a certain angle, and the numbering system. So it's easy to remember 9 angles, right? So that was another thing that I thought was great, and but just everything that he was showing me, you could translate it to karate, kung fu, taekwondo, whatever, because you're still using those angles. Like our number one block, like our number one strike and number two strike and an angle. But if you do the karate, that's one. So you're doing all
Oh, for
your
your forearms and okay,
arms. So you're
yeah.
doing everything the same, but he just translated to the weapons too.
Yeah, to the weapon, right? So it wasn't like okay, some carryover there and all that. So
If you're doing the sticks, you're actually doing all the arts too, because
yeah,
can only move so many weights, right?
yeah. I mean, the body, right? I mean, anatomically speaking, the body parts can only yeah, exactly. So all right. So I'm getting what you're saying. As far as the stick, you're able to see that translation to your forearm strikes and what have you. What about regards to edge weapons? I mean, did that like when you
But
first saw that? Did that was like wow?
oh yeah, the blind. But then so it was from the stick we went to the knife, and whatever we did the knife, because every time we trained with the knife more than the stick, because he always told me if you use the stick like a knife, because if you'll hold the stick properly. So we always made sure that you're using the blade every time you're using a stick. You're using that blade.
The edge awareness for the stick, and I got you. I got you.
So and then when we started with the weapons, we started, like that really opened up my eyes. All the real like disarming to just controlling and redirecting that blade to wherever you want to go. So it was
Yeah,
something.
I just remember. I kind of brought up about emphasis on the edge weapons. I just recall like my first exposure, which was 95 or 96 or something, and I just remember what really stood out. I mean, the stick. I mean, it was definitely different, interesting, and all that. I mean, I hadn't seen before, but what really captivated me was just the way the knife moved in those systems, and I was just like, "Wow, this is like, I mean, this is pretty amazing." And that's what really captivated me was just, sword and all that, but just the knife and all that.
I was born kickboxing with a knife blades. So when we're talking about the blade, when you're teaching boxing, and a lot of time when you're teaching people how to throw a hook, they really don't bring their elbow up, or they're always having a hard time. So, but when you put a knife in your hand now, and you tell them to cut, they're throwing that hook all the time a lot easier.
Oh, huh, interesting. So you found they would do it more naturally?
Oh, yeah, and every time I do it, I could go anywhere, put a knife in their hand, they'll throw a beautiful hook, take the knife away, they're trying to go back to the old way. So
Because maybe my guess would be is because they're focusing so much on trying to get the edge there. Okay, all right,
you got the edge, right? Same
yeah,
following the hand. Like if you're throwing a jab, you're cutting, right? You're cutting, then you throw your hook, your uppercut.
interesting. Huh.
So that really got me intrigued. And wow, I said, we're learning all this, boxing right with the knife. So the knife's teaching you how to box properly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Who would have thought, right? I
Yeah.
mean, wow, that would have been my first thought that, hey, this is going to actually help me teach people better how to, what I mean. Obviously, obviously perception reaction and all the other stuff, but to actually throw good mechanic on a hook, that wouldn't
But
I wouldn't
also
have thought that.
with the parry, when you parry come with a hook, so you
Yeah.
come up. I don't know if can you see us here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we're fine.
Can we go there? So let's go slow. So he's throwing. He's just throwing. If he's throwing down, I throw up. I parry. There's my cut. There's my body hook right coming inside here. So it's one pop, and I'm already inside with it down.
I got you.
Like, and we do our back fist or hammer fist strike, which is your stab. So it's kind of like putting it all together with the knife, and then of course that was just a part of the learning how to use your boxing skill properly. For me, like for me,
Wow.
it really made a big difference for me.
No, no, incredible, incredible. So was there and before we again, because I want to cover obviously what the whole like how it came about and all that, but before we get into like how that system derived and what it were his influences and what have you, what again in these beginning steps in your journey in your FMA journey with him, was there a particular weapon that stood out for you that you gravitated towards that you really enjoyed over most?
It was the blade.
Yeah, no argument here.
It was the blade. It was like what you could do with that was amazing. Just
Yeah, yeah.
and
And what it
also
can do. Yeah, 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 yeah.
and then but also how you can defend against it, right? To know how to defend it, you better know how to use it. So
You know what? I say that this is gold because matter of fact, I was just on somebody interviewed me on a podcast and I said, in order to be defensively sound, regardless of what you do, what you adapt or what you preference or as far as actual defense, what you're doing, you have to be you have to understand very well the offense of that. Because if you don't, it's like how would you defend effectively a tie kick if you don't even understand the offense of the tie kick? You know what I mean? And now this is greater. The consequences obviously are so much greater. Yeah, that's well put.
that was
Yeah.
that was exactly that always told me. He says in order to defend this, you must understand how this weapon is used.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you
100%.
so
Yeah,
then like, but him, like you said, it was lucky because he also brought all his friends down with Grandmaster Edgar Saletti to Kikoi to Louis Luendo to he brought he did I was just lucky to meet him.
yeah, yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Wow. So, all right. So then, okay, because I know, we're coming at a halfway mark. I definitely want to get your demos and all that in. Okay, far as you know, GM Rutano and all that. Obviously, I know he kind of came over here, 83 or so. I mean, what? Again, I know it's his system, but like, where did it come from?
Well, when he was in the Philippines, he belonged to the Red Lightning Club, right? So he was a member of the Red Lightning Club, and there's like the famous people like Grandmaster Johnny Chuden on
True.
there, and then I mean, so that's who he had to follow and learn under, and same with I think it was Grandmaster. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Gonzala Lito Vito.
Not.
That's
I know Lanada you mentioned, or saw
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So he was being in that club, he sure got to meet a lot of the famous people we know now.
Mm, mm, absolutely. So, so when he again, I know he came over at 83. Like,
He already started. I mean, he his grandfather started teaching when he was young too, right?
oh, okay, okay, okay.
So he learned a lot from his grandfather, and of course, when you're a kid, oh, what does grandfather know, kind of thing, this kind of thing. But he kind of, he learned from his grandfather. Then he went into like taekwondo, and he did all this stuff that was, But then he finally went back to this art, to his family system, and that's when he went to the university. That's when he joined the Red Lighting Club. So that's where he really went back to the Filipino art, right?
So, is it all right? So then I understand he got some exposure from this club, his grandfather. So was his system a blend? It sounds like it's a blend.
It's a blend. Then after that, adding things to it. Like when he came down here, he started adding things for himself, right? So he's always told me, you have to evolve. This art has to evolve for it
Yeah,
to work.
100%.
So we he introduced the boxing, but like I showed you with the knife, that was, he just told me everything we do is from those 9 angles. Our movement, our slips, our bob, our weaving, comes to our footwork, everything we do. So basically, to put it short, he told me those 9 angles like a scope. So you have it in front of you, you have it on top of you, you have it on the bottom of you, but it's in a sphere, so it moves all the time. So when you're moving and you're fighting, that goes with you.
Okay,
You
makes
know,
okay. I can appreciate that. Right, right. Because I mean, obviously, regardless of where you are, you can still pull off one of the nine. Sure.
even if I'm on the ground, and the same thing, how to defend from it. Those 9 angles are still up there for me to work on, so I could, you know. So that's base. So that's our system. Is just those 9 angles.
So over there before he came over, did he have the system solidified? What you're just mentioning?
I not. I don't think so. I mean, because I seen it grow when he was here. Then it kept on growing and adding more. And the more that me and him were together, we were adding more stuff. So it was just evolving. It was just
Okay,
evolving.
so when he came over, maybe not that I want to. Maybe this is not completely accurate, but somewhat of a yeah, somewhat just of a general framework.
Well, from his grandfather. He used a lot of it from his grandfather. Then whatever he picked up with his friends and whatever he did, with the fraternity, so everything he just kept, right? And then he started adding for himself.
Okay, so
So
the club that you mentioned that he was part of there, where some of the other famous masters came out as well. Like, what was the study there? Was it just what were they doing there?
I think they were all just training the Filipino, all their different systems. They were all together sharing, from what
Oh,
I
how neat!
understand.
So even back then, they all kind of came collectively to and just oh wow, wow.
They're just sharing. And then,
Wow.
I remember when he brought Edgar down, and I remember sitting, like I said, at the table, and Edgar would just kind of, nod me, says, your teacher's very, he's a genius, and I kind of went, wow, like that's
Coming
because
from PJ Edgar. Wow.
so he goes, he was telling me he's got all this, everything he's got his techniques written in the books and all that. He says he made it simple in here. He said he's a genius. That's what he kept on telling me. At that time, when you're with somebody, that's all I knew. So I just kind of thought, okay,
Right. So yeah, right. In other words, you didn't have a lot to compare and
I
contrast.
didn't have a lot to compare until after I started meeting everybody and started,
Uh,
traveling. I go, wow, he was, like this, he really,
yeah, when you started seeing other systems and other methods and stuff and all
yeah,
that. Wow. How did now? Because there's some other areas I want to get into. It's just about this. So just so people watching and that will watch on YouTube and get a better overall view of this system and what have you, because it seems like you guys kind of embrace a lot and all that. When he was over there, did he have all the elements, quote unquote, of an FMA system? So he had stick, knife, sword, empty hand.
do about,
So that was so he had that over there. It sounds like when he came over here, it just kind of maybe some stuff grew more, evolved.
he started evolving. It just started growing more because the more
Okay, okay, but he had
more,
everything in. Wow,
yeah, the
okay.
more that he was researching and training, he just kept on finding more things and just, oh well, we got this and we got this, you know. So it's refreshing that knowing that you don't know it all. When
Yeah,
none of,
yeah, no, right, right, right.
I mean, how like
Um,
there's like and then all of the seguitas and everything that we could do, you could go on forever on drills and you know so, but it was the biggest impact of martial art for me was doing the FMA.
yeah,
That
yeah, yeah. Well, all the time you spent with them, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, obviously it came more than just student teacher, I'm sure.
yeah. It
Um,
became like he was like my big brother. Unfortunately, he has dementia now, and it's sad because he doesn't recognize me when I went to go see him.
I'm sorry to
Started,
hear that. Is he still in the area?
he's still in Calgary. He's in a home now because obviously the family can't take care of him. So, um, yeah, it's kind of really
Oh, how
emotional
tragic.
about it. So,
But
but
so was he late 60s?
he's 67. No, yeah, he's about 67, 68 right now. It's too young for me. It was just way too young.
Oh my God, no, I know. How sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. Yeah, that's got to
So,
be tough. I mean, you hear you're going to see,
and he
like,
knew and he knew that he was. That's why I think he passed it down to me before it got worse because it was a very emotional day when he did that. But he knew his wife Vicky told me that he knew it was coming. Um,
oh, okay, okay.
you could tell gradually as we were doing seminars. I could tell he was repeating himself, and I started noticing there was something wrong here. Because he would forget. Oh, we already did this, and then
Oh
so
gosh.
I seen but so I made a promise to him that I would keep his art alive as much as I can. But he also told me you got to make sure it evolves, and I'm trying to make it
Yeah.
evolve as much as I can.
Well, it seems like you obviously you're doing right by him. I mean, so wow. Like again, I'm sorry to hear that. So what? Okay. So we pretty much his background and all that. I guess because not every system. Well, I want to say this carefully.
Mhm.
um, every system they. I'm just seeing who's okay. Every system they claim they have the empty hand component, they have the Dumont component and all that, um, but some of it you kind of see, like for instance, and by no means am I saying this is going on here, but the other systems you'll see the umbrella word of Dumont or something like that, and you look at it, and I totally agree things need to evolve, but basically you're looking at BJJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's like, and there's nothing wrong
there's nothing
to
wrong with.
incorporate all that, but I'm not seeing jungle Duma,
No.
or you know, for lack of a better expression to put it, you know what I mean?
But
You
he had,
know,
I put a couple videos out on his Duma on YouTube, and you can see how it's totally different than not the BJJ. So it's this is his intake when from what he growing up doing like wrestling when he was going to school, and and doing from what his grandfather was teaching him with some of the Duma, right? So, and then of course we evolved it because we put the 9 angles into it, and how we do our entry and how we could go around it.
oh, okay, okay,
So
okay,
for example, I'll just show you one example here.
sure.
The empty hand, we go on this side here. So if I'm standing over here, and if he's coming in with a jab or whatever, I'm going to cut across here. Now I hook here, just my number, what we call number 4 angle coming up, but we come back down to number 1 this way, right? But I come back here, and now I shoot across my number 5 and do a bicep. I do a bicep, splicer.
Okay, collapsing the arm and then coming. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so it's all here. The angle is we coming up, coming across. Now my hand's on my armpit here. I'm just going to turn around. As I hang on tight here, as I squeeze, now I already got it in
And
this
hip
position.
rotation and okay, huh, nifty. All right,
You know, so like
Matt.
that's
Huh.
an example.
Did he with because that's actually what I kind of want to go into now about the so did he ever say far as Dumug like where when he was over before he came over to Canada where he got it from? I mean, grandfather or
He said he got a lot from his grandfather. Also, like we do our training on the ground, because he was always telling me that when you would wrestle in the Philippines in the rainy season, it's too slippery. So we did a lot of work on our ground and on our footwork. So we do our trapping, because if you're fighting, you're slipping all over. You're not going to win. So
wow.
we practice a lot on our knees for our fighting.
Okay.
I wish I had more room.
No. I think what can happen is if I temporarily take out GM's picture, I think that will make it bigger. So you know what? Let's see if in fact that does work. Oh, hi Steve. No worries. Good to see you. Actually, I'm looking forward to talking to you soon. Steve Brody.
Oh wow!
Yeah, fantastic guy. Yes, okay, that made it a little bigger. So,
Good.
I
just trying to think. So when we do our we do our triangle walking. So I don't know how we're going to be able to do this here. We'll try and see what happens. Go over there.
yeah. No worries.
So, again, we're coming in as he's coming inside the chute. We're the position from position. I'm coming inside. I don't know if you can see my leg. You can't see my legs, can you?
No, but what I'm really fascinated is how you're catching his arm and his leg.
Yeah. So if he's trying to come.
That's something I'm really interested.
I trap his arm.
Yeah.
Side here, as I scoop up on this leg, his side here, my knee is going to go to the side of his ankle to collapse that knee to break.
Okay, I can visualize that. Wow. Huh.
So
Yeah, I'll see on this side.
coming here, I trap the elbow here. Now I pound this knee right above the ankle and to break that hole.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
I just find fascinating how you're getting his arm, trapping his what appears to be his left arm on his leg. How are you holding that in place?
As he's coming inside here, I know he's trapping, but I trap it behind the elbow, controlling it. Because I don't want him to move his arm too much, because then he's going to have more control.
Okay,
right?
okay.
But also I can feel him what he's going to try to do.
No, I'm based on what I'm seeing. I like it. Yeah.
So from inside here, so what I do, because now where my shoulder is, and he's trying to grab me, is he's trying to lift up here. I use my shoulder to counter his grab.
So if he's trying to do any single leg variation or something, or
This controlled pop. Now this knee comes in to trap, right?
ah.
Yeah,
I have to say, when things end, I'm gonna have to play around with that. Huh. I just like how you secluded that arm and all that. Brian, oh, I'm sorry. We have a question from Brian. Are you grabbing the inner thigh?
Yes.
Yes,
So,
Brian. Let's take another look.
so as he's coming to shoot, he's grabbing mine. I'm here, right underneath here.
Oh, okay, you're coming. I got you. I got you. Okay.
Also, when working with Grandmaster Dad, he would call the pinch. We grab all the skins to rip
Yeah.
at the same time, but we're not gonna do that because I like.
No, no. In Kung Tao, we call it shark bites.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
from
She doesn't.
inside, I just control here. So that
Yeah. Huh.
my has to be on top though, right where the triceps are, because as soon as I feel him pulling me in, then I can control with my shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's something I got. I'm being 100% completely honest. I'm looking forward to trying that because just the way you were to negate that arm, and if he tries any single leg variation, because I work with a lot of grapplers that do single leg to double leg tap. I mean, just so if you're not aware of all like what's going on, you're gonna be on your back before you know
Oh
it.
yeah, really.
Yeah, really quick. And so anything
In
like
there.
that, I kind of appreciate where you can kind of stuff it and all that. So I enjoyed that. Wow, that was great.
Thank
I
you.
do have a video I want to bring up where I did pull off YouTube,
Okay.
and then we can get back to the kickboxing part. So let's see if this works. All right, let's try it out. So I think this is like kind of an overall thing you covered.
Oh, this one. That was a long time ago. If you hit just for the sake of hitting, well, it's who's stronger, who can take one. Okay, so but anyways, start one more time. One, my hands up here, boom, see this one? And here. Right? Now, right away, elbow, he's got his hands, he's trying to stop me from here, good. Now watch when I'm hitting here, he doesn't like that. Bang, knee. Oh, you got control of the stick. Do you have control of the stick? Is it here? Is it on your armpit? When you go into a real fight, you're going to do a mistake. Mistake happens in real fight.
Yeah.
That's how you recover from that mistake.
Good point. Better adapt.
From this position, wrist. Now, when I do, instead of using the blade, as he's coming to, I'm going to start. I use that knife from inside here, but I use the butt end. Boom. Inside position. Here. So I got to go to the wrist. He's coming in. I'm already here. You start. We're going to go back to the original one. Okay, go one to the wrist. I'm going to push it aside so I can sneak here. My hand's up here. I just turned it to block that right here. Now I can come in here. You don't have to use a knife. You can come in. Right, one. Now I'm back here.
I'm gonna just pause it just so.
Yeah.
Just now on the knife stuff, there was that stuff that he kind of had developed already, or that got further developed when he came over here.
It got further developed when he got over here.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
So let me just see here. I'm trying to. I wish I had found. So it sounds like most of here. I'm trying to find if they got any.
Just go right inside, turn down,
There's all knife. Okay.
and then right away, palm, face, pull,
Great stuff.
knife. As soon as you go in, down,
I'm trying to find.
up, back. Well, the thing is, that's my son.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's a Canadian modified Muay champion, boxing champion, Sanshao. And
Oh, is that right? Oh, congrats.
Thanks.
Oh, no, okay.
With the knife on the neck, a lot of people, I always tell people, you're going to get cut in a real fight. I've been in a real, unfortunately, you're going to get cut. It's how you recover and how do you take care of yourself right away after that, right?
I'm going to say, what, 90%? I mean, right? Chance of getting caught? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, you're going to, it's a knife. Like I said, mistakes happen, right? And the most dangerous people are the ones that are, nervous or scared. They're just going to react, right? The intensity is so
right. Which,
when you have it on the neck, a lot of times working right on the neck, put it right on the neck, when you go grab with two hands, it's already you're losing because I'm trying to fight him. He's already controlling me with my shoulder, trying to stab me. But from the side here, of course, when you're striking, if you already turned, you already have this disarming, right?
Yeah.
Because it's tight. Yeah. So basically, working on what's going to happen, to make it easier for me instead of trying to fight with a bigger.
Yeah, right. You said like trying, especially somebody who's particularly stronger or bigger and what have you. Yeah.
But that's a knife on the neck when somebody's kind of just trying to get you in the car or trying to,
Yeah, I know. It's just
somebody's going to come stab you. They're not going to put it on your neck. They're going to stab you. They're going to come in.
No, right. Unless they want or take you somewhere or want something, because otherwise they would just come up to you. And
try to tell people, try to train like it's a real situation. So if you're, how it's coming in with that sewing machine knife attack to coming from behind, somebody stabbed you. Thank God my son learned. He got attacked by 4 or 5 guys, got stabbed in the back twice. They were trying, and he thank God he took 3 out.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The same in my position, so you learn fast.
What do you guys, why you have your partner there, if you don't mind? What do you do for sewing machine?
The biggest thing is I'm coming right away to that elbow here.
Okay.
Up here and headbutt from the side here, coming inside. Now, if he's coming again, I trap right underneath my armpit.
Gotcha.
From his side here, and then just come up with a break as I try to pull here.
Okay, so overhook. Okay.
Right. I mean, that's one of many, but a lot of times too, if you're scared, you just try to go slow with a pop. You just hit that thumb. You come back and pop, right? Boom.
Oh, jabs. Finger jab to the eyes. Okay. Yeah,
so
thank you.
We work on a long range. Just
so
there's so many things.
Do you have? No. I understood. Before I get kind of the kickboxing aspect of your system, any more Dumag? I thought that what your last show was pretty neat. I don't know if you had maybe something else you could show us, folks.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many. Pretty much. There's I
Oh.
go on the ground because I want to show you more of the ground.
No, yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. Understood your internet. Yeah. I know.
Like I said, I'll YouTube and stuff. I mean, it's the same thing from. I don't know. I'll try to put the screen down. Can you see there?
I can definitely see some of the floor. Yeah. If you guys went back towards that cabinet, I think you guys might be all right.
So again, if he's coming in, to throw a jab, or whatever, I'm coming across. Of course, I go right to my knee inside here. We do our triangle stepping from inside. Oh, now, were you okay? Sorry. Now from here, I just turn and then.
Oh yeah, that lovely shin on the yeah, and then you got ankle break.
Okay. But as you come over, yeah, we don't have enough room.
No, but I got the idea. So another thing. So you're throwing your hands inside the thighs, leg, and sort of what is construed as a leg lace.
Yeah, kind of. So as he's coming inside, I'm here, trap, stomp. Of course, the knee we try to go on the instep.
Okay. Yeah.
Inside here, as I come down here, see my license is already here in the cross position.
Ah.
So do it another way. I could go from the outside, or I could go from the inside.
Okay. Neat. No, thank you. Yeah, just sort of like I was mentioning to you, of all the people I've had on here, I haven't had anybody showing any Dumag. So this is kind of nice. So I thank you for that. So now getting all right. So because I know we're coming up an hour, but just and thank you for the demos, by the way. I appreciate that.
Yes.
What can you tell us the kickboxing? So the aspect of I know that every Filipino student, they have their obviously their empty hand, and whether it's pantukan or you're kicking panjakman, if you're kind of from what's that?
Like some people would consider it called a sikaran panatukan, right?
Yeah, depending on I guess who you talk to and what have you. Yeah.
depending on what part of the island you come from, too, everything changes.
Yeah,
Right?
right. I guess right for sign dial, depending on the dialect and what have you.
Oh, how many languages there was until the Philippines until
Yeah.
holy.
So, again, I know there's an element in most systems. What now did he have this over there and he further got developed when he came here? Is that
To be honest, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, this is what he taught me, so I assume he had it when he was there.
okay? Okay. Did
But
he give any? Again, was this kind of from the grandfather, or did he say?
he really didn't say. So I
Okay,
mean,
no, fair enough. So is it typical? You have your elbows, your knees, your
he,
headbutts, kind of the.
but everything, your footwork, your bobbing, your slipping, your weaving. Our system is on those angles. Just again because of the knife. We're using the
Right.
knife.
Actually, you know what? Do you mind showing the count just so everybody can see? That might be of interest.
So now from the system, because when we go, this is your one, this is your over right, over left, and we do all those angles. But he put it into a numbering system
Okay.
because we're right for the boxing. So this would be our one, our two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine is like a shovel hook. 9, 10, 11 is a flip jab. 12 is a vertical.
Okay.
This 13 is a vertical left, and the right is a flip jab. So we kind of put all the boxing in that numbering system. So also it helps when we go into competition. I could just they call 1 and 3 pop.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay, right. When you truly are going empty hand, I got you.
yeah.
I got you. Okay. Is the
That's just
stick and the stick is the stick a true 9 count or?
yeah. It's one. Let me move this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 9.
Wow, you know what's interesting? That is the first system. Well, not I shouldn't say first. There's another one that your number 5 is not a thrust.
Yeah,
It's your number 7.
yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I mean,
Well,
everybody's
to be
number 1 is pretty much.
right. To be honest, the original numbering system was this. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right or
Okay.
9. But I was talking to him. We were, trying to make this evolve more. So we use this more than we use 1 and 2 here. So I said, could we switch this to 1, 2, and he just kind of, and then that's we switched the numbering system. He said, sure. He says, it's just a number. He says, you're still doing the same angle, but it's
Yeah,
just a
right.
number.
It doesn't matter where you're doing, I guess,
You're
an
still
account. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter when an account you're doing it, right? So in other words, originally your 1 was coming down, your 2 was coming up.
exactly. It was just reverse, right? So everything you did was kind of a reverse.
Okay, and then you changed it. You're kind of
I,
your 1, 2. Okay.
for
No.
fighting, stick fighting, I did, you're using your 1, 2 more pop, and then
Yeah, as opposed to like coming up, which is
right.
generally I find the more on you missed and you're recovering. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Huh.
I feel better with it on myself. I mean, it just seemed to work better for me.
No. I thought that was
He
great.
always
Wow.
told me, make this art you. Make this art you. This art is you. You know,
Oh, I like that. Right. You are the main ingredient, not the
you are.
system, not the teacher, but you. It's your journey. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, because I tell you,
He,
not to jump off subject, but I mean, this is a whole nother topic, God knows. But you see a lot of these practitioners, they get just so, I think they lose sense of the individuality. Like,
yeah,
you
they
know what I
do.
mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
I want all my students to make it theirs. This
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
he made it his. Now he transferred it to me, and I'm obviously making it mine. I want them to make their own because when you start copying somebody, you're not who you are.
No, I think it's ridiculous.
You know,
You can't be them.
so, so no, nobody's gonna be like me because they didn't
Yeah.
live.
I
I
mean,
went.
yeah, no, I totally agree. It's not that you can't try to mirror some of the things they're doing,
what you can hear.
for and all that, but to totally try to make a transformation of trying to be everything they do and all that, I just think is, I don't know.
You know, you got to make it work for you, right? You
Yeah,
just got to yourself. And you know, my biggest thing is teaching the concept about those 9 angles. If he comes with a 1, so if he's coming with a 1, I do a 1, and then we do, you know, we do all that. Everybody does that in the Filipino art kind of thing.
yeah.
No, but no, this goes so 1. My biggest thing is we could go 1 on top, we could go 1 on the bottom. You know, so all are an angle. So if he comes 1, I do, you know, my 3, I do my 4, I do
Sure.
all my angles of the attack is from whatever he attacks me on. I should be able to defend him from those 9 angles.
Right, using whatever. Okay, right. You're okay.
One of the biggest things that Dan taught me is that master, and same with Edgar. I remember in class he comes up, master every strike, master every angle, master those angles.
And I'm sorry, this is PJ Edgar.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you saw him, was it?
It was like, wow. I mean,
at the academy, you saw him.
Dan brought him down to his school in Calgary, so he brought him down a couple times, and like I said, we trained and we went out after, and my God, he just told me, he says, train, master everything, master those angles. Master.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like let me just see, because I did. Here we go.
There, yeah, that was my old school, and then I told Dan he could, you know, take over that school because I was moving to another one, so he took over my old school, and that was in Calgary. That's when Edgar came.
So so did you host him or somebody else?
No, Grandmaster Dan did. Because he knows him. They known each other for I don't know for how long, but they known each other.
Do you think their knowing each other went back to the mainland, or?
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't know. Oh, okay. All right. I think I got another one here, but no, that's interesting. I didn't realize they had met, over there, or they knew each other over there.
Yeah.
Let's see what this one brings up. Here we go. Same, different, like same or different place?
Same place.
Same place.
Okay. Yep. That's the same seminar. Those 2 pictures are from the same seminar.
He's got Edgar's got the goggles on now. So.
Yeah.
Wow. And you obviously were there. Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I got pictures of me and him, and when he grabbed you, you felt it. I mean, you definitely felt he had you.
Yeah. I mean, it just, again, like talking to people. One of my instructors, and conversations with Steve Brody, apparently very intentful and dynamic.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Most definitely. But such a nice gentleman.
Yeah. No, that's unfortunately, being here on the wonderful East Coast, we missed out on those great people out there. Oh no, that's not the one I want. I got one more here. Just trying to find it. Let me just see here. It should be right here. Here we go. I think this is the last one that you had sent me, which they were all great, by the way. Here we go. No, not this one. Yeah, here we go. That's a keeper, obviously, huh?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I had hair, somewhat hair.
Oh, yeah.
I had my receding hairline.
So yeah, but what a great pick, though.
That's still got his sweatpants. I still got all the t-shirts. Like,
do you really? I tried to get his sweatpants last winter, but they're not fully restocked on the sizes.
I even got he gave me the wrist guards. Those old wrist
guards. I have those, and obviously the hand protector. Yeah, it's some great stuff. I mean, you can go, pretty hard. Yeah, they're good stuff. Yeah. But great pictures that you sent me with him and all that. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So when he was up, he was actually, obviously, he was showing you guys Lamego, obviously.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah. So what'd you think? Like, did you like? Was he showing more of the El Suisimo side or Caballero? What was he?
he kind of giving us everything when he was there. So
A little of everything. Yeah.
a bit of everything, showing us why he called it Lamenko, right? So and so he gave us a taste of kind of everything, so which was interesting. Of
Yeah.
course, just there, just sucking it all in and
No,
just
I know. Yeah, I know. Like he came out to like again to the East Coast a few times. It was New Jersey, and it's a pretty. I mean, it's not incredibly long, but you know. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna go, and I just so regret that I never took that opportunity to drive down there. Rick Tucci's when Rick Tucci had his school there. And Rick, yeah, apparently Rick had him. It sounds like a couple times a year, at least once every year, anyhow. And I just never made it, and obviously I regret it.
yeah. No, him to Dan, to all the FMA teachers that I was fortunate to meet. That's
Mm,
asked for it, and I just want to give it back to the people that wants to learn this, right?
yeah.
So
Well, this has been absolutely wonderful. I appreciate you coming and joining with us and all that. My first person from Canada.
awesome. Well, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Sorry, I didn't have a lot of room to really get
You
into
know
the
what? I think the people
and
got to see. No worries. We made it work. We made it work. Well, well, for your guys' sake, I hope you're not waiting until September to reopen. Gosh.
I'm hoping too. I'm really hoping, but like I said, is let's
Mm. And
I'll
I'm hoping that our governor 6th of June 20th that we can get back. But man, September. Oh my goodness. How
even
you? That's got to be hurting a lot of schools. My gosh.
there's actually a few schools shut down permanently because the
We're seeing it here. No,
yeah.
yeah. It's like, what are they supposed to do? I
I'm
mean, you can only do so many Zoom classes.
yeah, I mean it's not the same. You have to be there.
Yeah, I mean, for kids, I think it's a good tool for the kids. You know what I mean? But for adults, I mean, it's
Yeah,
only gonna last so long.
but even for kids, they get to fool around when they're not supposed to. So
No, I agreed.
know,
Yeah, I mean, it's a good temporarily band-aid, I guess, of
yeah,
sorts.
like
But for long term,
kind of all we could do right now, right? But
yeah,
train,
yeah,
learn more and see what happens.
yeah, I
Again,
know.
Dean, for bringing me on.
Oh my God, my pleasure, my
I just
pleasure. And
just wanted to show what for Dan, like for Dan
no,
Rutano.
no, no. Again, it was special for me because I prior to Gene and yourself, never heard of the system. So that was really neat. So I got to see a system and hear about a system that that I wasn't aware about. So it was refreshing for me. Absolutely.
Okay, good. I
Um,
wish I could show you more, but
no, my gosh. Well, you know what? What we could do down the road is get you a part two when you get your internet on the floor, and then we can see. Because I personally would love to see more of that Duma.
sure, yeah, you bet.
Yeah, so we always can do that. But so what I do is when I finish here, I download it
Okay,
and then I put it to YouTube. So what I'll do is I'll send you the final YouTube version. I'll put it to your wall. Is that all right?
yeah, you bet, you bet.
Okay. All right, sir. Why, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Take
Bye.
care and talk to your governor. No way you're
I
waiting
will.
till September.
I sure will. I'll say you said so.
You you do that.
Bye
All
bye.
right, bye. All right, that was fun. That was interesting. All right, coming up again. So next week, I mentioned those few people that were having the beginner show, and then after that, towards I want to say the third week or fourth week, I'm doing an empty hand week segment. So Steve Grody is going to go over Filipino trapping and some compare and contrast to JKD trapping. I'm thrilled. Can't wait for that. So that's going to be exciting. And then on the subsequent day, whether it's a Tuesday or Thursday, Carlos Castro, who's under Danny Sullivan, he'll kind of give us a lot of demos with his son. So we'll get to see his son, talk to his son, and all that. So that'll be kind of neat. So that'll be a whole week dedicated to empty hands. Okay. Yes, it was. Thank you, Mike, and thank you all that watched. And again, thank you all for participating, and we'll see you next week. Take care.